Good morning. We are students from Houston Academy for International Studies, and this is our global commitment. We will strive increasingly to create a society that is informed, engaged, and responsive to the suffering and injustices of the world. Through these actions, we not only sustain our civilization, but leave it more beautiful and more just for those that come after us.
In keeping true to our school's global commitment, our group was tasked with the challenge of creating a PSA to raise awareness for a problem involving hunger and poverty. And thus, Made to Benefit was born.
Made to Benefit is a nonprofit organization that supplies water to Made to Benefit is a nonprofit organization. We are concerned with supplying clean drinking water to those in underprivileged areas, such as India. In our short PSA, we garner attention to raise awareness and rally support.
The focus of our PSA showcases both artistic elements, paired with factual knowledge. To achieve this experimental strategy, I hand drew the animation frame by frame using a phone app called Animated, created by Pixart, an image editing application and a social network. I chose to use this technology because I could have complete control over the style of the video and how it could visually represent our problem. I then uploaded portions of the animation one by one to an online video editor called Quizzoa. With this program, I assembled the video and also added features and elements, such as the sun in the background, to enhance the animation. After the video was finalized, I chose to upload it to YouTube so that our message could be spread, raising awareness for our mission on a large platform.
Now, here in my hand is a single bottle of water. Doesn't look very appealing, right? Well, picture this. You tracked miles with the hot blazing sun beating against your back, toting a large water basin on your shoulder. Once you finally reach that water supply, you see that it's unclean. But at this point, you're exhausted and dehydrated. And you know that if you continue much longer without water, you die. The human body is made of 60% water. It is a necessary and vital building block for the human life. Water is important for the transportation of nutrients throughout the body, for protecting vital organs, and for cleansing the body of waste, amongst other things. Without water, you become dehydrated. Dehydration leads to death. In India, 163 million people lack access to clean water. On average, 500 children under the age of 5 die each day. Clearly, something needs to be done.
In our quest to find a solution, we stumbled upon the invention of micropitcher. The product, the Lifesaver water bottle, takes the filth you see before you and can change it into clean drinking water. The product contains cartridges with pores 15 nanometers in size, allowing for nothing to go through but the water. One bottle is good for 6,000 liters and after can be replaced by the cartridge. With a donation of $3 per every 7 billion people in the world, we can supply water to the 163 million people who don't have access to clean water in India.
Thank you for your time.
Questions?
Good morning, everyone.
So we're Team 3.
My name is Josie Mendez.
My name is Maria Cornejo.
And my name is Stephanie Gomez.
The topic that we chose today is about nutrition. Nutrition has many problems, involving illnesses and diseases that could often be life-threatening. Our goal was that during the month of March, which is also known as the National Nutrition Month, to raise awareness to our growing generation using the hashtag Healthy is the New Wealthy, so students can help us share their healthy life choices.
So we put together a video also including statistics on why this topic is really important to us, so I hope you enjoy it. Okay, well, while it loads,
There we go.
oh,
And other high-risk health issues have increased among Americans. Everyday people have to live with the problems because it is part of their everyday lives. The question is, what has led us to these health issues today? We will discuss the current problem in nutrition, which is the poor food choices that have led great Americans to multiple health problems that have affected our way of life. To start off, fast food restaurants across the US has made it easier to access unhealthy food by opening 24/7 and establishing drive-thrus, making it more convenient than going for a healthier option. This has given us access to an unhealthy overload of food. Recent data shows that with adults ages 20 years and over, 34.2% overweight, 33.8% are obese, and 5.7% are extremely obese. This shows that the intake of food has been so drastic that it has also led to an unhealthy lifestyle. Secondly, eating healthier can lead to fewer problems in your health. Some people rather waste $1 on a burger than investing in a healthier option to limit the costly medical bills. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, reducing the sodium Americans eat by 2,000 milligrams per day could save up to $20 billion a year in medical costs. This comes to show that limiting certain intakes could outweigh the desire for unhealthy food options. Some may say that changing people's mind on making healthier choices would be difficult. However, with a proper strategy and awareness, we could help to make a change. During the month of March, which is National Nutrition Month, our school started a movement which is called Health is the New Wealthy, which is an event to promote Health Week. We opened a social media platform so students can post healthy recipes, facts, and more to give awareness to the young generation to stop the increasing numbers. This has already started a change of scope in nutrition in our school, but if this is promoted at other campuses, students would have a healthier lifestyle.
Okay, so basically an overview of our video. In order to make this possible, we used a 4K camera in order to get those really nice, beautiful shots. And also we used Final Cut Pro in order to edit it and also tweak it into what we wanted. And that way we were able to also execute our statistics and why it's so important while also saying this is the change that we're making. And this is where technology especially starts to play a role, because then students were able to see it and see, wow, we were making an impact, or this is such an important topic that should be held dearly to us.
So as it was previously stated, poor nutrition isn't something we should take lightly or ignore. We were able to create a platform in where people could confide in to create more healthy choices, to have better healthy habits. They were able to post every day using the hashtag #HealthyIsTheNewWealthy on their website. And throughout this process, we were able to create an official event in our school. And we hope to learn more, to adjust things, to enhance things for next year so it can be a great event for everyone.
So the only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. Tony Robbins. This quote speaks very dearly to our awareness and what we wanted to put out there, because without technology, our impact would not be so drastic. The limits with technology were endless and we could do so much with it. And also our impact wasn't an idea, it was actually started. We wanted to actually make a difference within our school, and that's what we really love about our social media platform, because it's a technological advancement that so many students of our generation use, and that's where we were able to get our audience to really get to understand our movement. Thank you. And those are our citations for the video, the graphs, and really the facts that we were able to get.
And that's it. Thank you.
Hello, this is Paris Apolinar. This is Michaela Rosales. We are Team 4, and our topic is body for digital voice. Today we'll be presenting a solution to an ongoing problem in the health science community.
Now imagine you were faced with a disease of the central nervous system, and you wanted to obtain more information than what your doctor has provided. It is common for individuals to be faced with lack of awareness when it comes to the nervous system diseases, a system that is not commonly mentioned.
As a solution, we created a website that's available on your laptop and mobile devices. We included information about the common central nervous system diseases. Not only did we provide information, we provided the technology that is used, medical professions, and clinics and doctors nearby. In our website, we have included the 4 most common diseases. However, today we will be presenting the meningitis tab.
As you can see, we have provided a generic and basic description of the disease that is easy to understand, signs and symptoms for different age ranges, treatment, how to diagnose using technology, the prognosis, and how to live with the disease. We've also included other resources.
Going back to how it's diagnosed, we've created a more in-depth analysis on the technology used. Here we have a CT scan and an MRI scan that is used to diagnose meningitis, and EEG technology that is used to diagnose epilepsy. Today we'll be showing you a CT scan. Here we have provided what is a CT scan and what it can do, and also a little video on how it's being used.
Along with these other factors, we've also included medical professionals. For each medical professional, we have included what the medical professional does, their education, and the annual salary, just so you'll know who will be taking care of you.
We've also included clinics and doctors around the Houston area for each disease. We've included the address and the contact information.
Not only did we provide information about the diseases, we've included important terms used when researching the central nervous system.
Overall, we do believe that our website can help solve this problem. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. We are team number 5. We're doing body. Now, we're here to talk about our bodies in a life of nutrition. We chose nutrition because we felt it was more beneficial to communicate about, especially since we all have a connection with it. I personally am on my school's dance team, which means I really need to watch what I eat every single day and how much exercise I input into my day. It's a struggle for all of us, but we get through it. Now, what is nutrition? Nutrition is simple. It's purely a well-balanced diet with good amounts of healthy exercise. We need to eat the best and leave the rest.
Now let's leave the rest. For this project, we wanted to focus on nutrition. In today's world, nutrition is not viewed in a very positive light. We have all struggled with eating disorders, so we wanted to spread the word. This is what we found.
Personal story, I used to have anorexia nervosa during my sophomore year of high school. Luckily, I found the right people and I knew right nutrition habits. And this is why we talked about this topic. It's very important to us personally. Diving into eating disorders, there are 3 main types. So first, we wanted to discuss anorexia nervosa. This is where a person has a fear of gaining weight, fear of eating, and they are dangerously underweight for their body. The second one is bulimia nervosa. Now this is sort of the same, but also quite opposite. This is where a person eats excessively, but yet they throw it all up afterwards, so they are still dangerously underweight. The last one is binge eating disorder. Now this is opposite. This is instead where a person eats excessively and too much for their body mass, leaving them overweight instead. If you're curious about this topic or wish to seek help, there is NEDA. This is an organization. This is their helpline, and this is their website information.
This is the narrative we created in our advanced film class to provide different perspective on nutrition.
Have you, your kids, or anyone that you know ever had an eating disorder?
You know, I'm not certain if my children have had an eating disorder. I certainly hope not, but I did have a very dear friend in college. She's still a dear friend today, but we're talking like 30 years ago. And she started developing an eating disorder, but treatment has been shown to help. Emotional treatment, seeing psychiatrists or psychologists to work through the situation. And hopefully after time, people can be able to turn that around.
I teach health education, and I'm the curriculum director for health education and physical education. A healthy diet consists of fiber in all your meals, including your snacks in between, fruits, vegetables, protein, carbohydrates. A healthy lifestyle begins with 60 minutes of physical activity, 5 days a week, eating healthy, good, nutritious meals, as well as having relationships with healthy people.
So then we decided to override the negatives with positives. As you can see, we have created balanced meals, do physical activity for 1 hour a day, as well as trying to talk to nutritionists. By creating balanced meals, basically you have to have proteins, dairies, fruits, vegetables, and grains in your meals. Getting involved is really fun. We were able to create a club at our school that provides kids with information on nutrition as well as the benefits. We also created a website and a Twitter page to stay connected if anyone has questions or anything like that.
We also created a Facebook account where we were able to have live connections with people at home. Without technology, in this presentation, this wouldn't even be possible. We used Premiere Pro to edit and create our videos. We also used digital cameras to record, and we used social media to be able to stay connected.
as well as Wix to create our website and Google applications to stay connected within each other when we're together.
These were the resources we used to stay connected into what nutrition was.
Now we challenge you
to eat well and speak up. Input a change into your life, whether big or small. A step is still a step. We all struggle with it, but it will benefit in the long run.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jordan Smith.
My name is Deshaun Stewart.
My name is Katara Peters.
My name is Kevin Thomas.
My name is Candy McCoy.
And we are the Keys of Sound. Me and my team was assembled by 3 projects: the mind, body, and soul. The mind project is dealing with sound. The body project dealing with nutrition, and the soul project dealing with community. We have chose the mind project. The mind project is how sound can affect people in a working environment. And without being aware, you guys were a part of our experiment. And we did play the music, as you heard the music. We played the music to grab your attention, and as what we've seen, it was a success. And research has shown that the pitch of a sound can affect a person's emotions. Like a high and fast-paced pitch would affect a person by getting them energized, excited, or in teenage terms, hype or lit. A low and calm pitch would make a person more calm, relaxed, and soothed, and it'll also grab their attention as well. We have done these experiments in classrooms to see if our experiment and research was correct, and from what we have seen, it was correct. We also have videos of how it can affect a person using instrumental when dealing with silence, and also dealing with music with lyrics. Of course, since this is acting, the effects were exaggerated, but from the teachers, we have information that is parallel, and they have given us something that's parallel to what we acted. Please roll the video.
See, it's a technology. It's a tech com, so we're having technical difficulties. And so because of this, we're gonna continue on and the video's playing. So, Kevin,
if you would have seen the video, I would have been very happy. But observing from the video, you can see that the students came in a passive-aggressive nature. There was no music. And what I mean by passive-aggressive and how they came in, they weren't wildly and jumpy, but they were not focused on the task, focused on an outside source, probably from social media like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, one of the sites. And since they weren't focused on the task, the teacher was trying to get their attention. Also, another thing wrong with it is the students weren't motivated, because you have to motivate the students, else they're not going to do it, and the student has to find motivation within themselves to do it.
In our second trial, we went ahead and just went with music that had lyrics with it. And if the video was to play, the kids had came in and they heard the music right away, and they came in all like, at teenage terminology, hyped, and they were jumping around, they were dancing. The teacher already had the do not sitting on the board, but the kids not paying attention to it. They didn't realize the do not was on the board. They was too busy trying to dance to the music, singing the lyrics, just jumping around and not sitting down and being calm like they're supposed to be. This part of like the trial, I wouldn't recommend this only because students aren't paying attention. They're here in school to learn, not to dance and sing their favorite songs every time they hear it.
In our last video, if it would have played, we decided to change it up a little bit. We didn't want to play some music that would be too, teenage term, hype or lit, and we didn't want the class to be too boring to where they're off topic and not listening to the teacher. So we decided to do something with something they probably know. We did instrumental. As you can see, if it would have played, the kids are walking in calmly, sat down, saw the word, do now, and did it. I would highly recommend this because they was calm, they're not worried about outside, they're not hyper lit to lyric words, they're not boring because they don't hear anything, so I would recommend instrumental.
But in conclusion, the whole video, if it would have played as a whole, is to show how music can affect the class in both a positive and negative way. It can, if you don't use it correctly by playing something they're familiar with, they're gonna get off topic. But if you play something that can at least grab their attention but not get them too wild, it can be very effective in class and gaining the students' attention and getting work done.
This is our presentation, and if there are any questions, we're done.
So Lafayette. I'm with Soul, right? So, and I'm with the Safe Crew. That's the name of this, right? This is, have you ever thought why we're having school shootings and bullying and fights in school, peer pressure and things like that? This is the key for that. Safe. This is the website based off an app that will be created. So this is when you come to it, this is the home page, right? You have your home page. Then you have our mission statement, right? You come here, it's our home page. Right? And when you see be someone, this goes through the whole thing. Be someone, when you have problems and things tends to get in the way of it, right? When things get in the way of it, you never know who you're gonna be in life. So if I have a problem I'm facing and I don't tell nobody about it, it's an obstacle there. I can't get past it. So this whole website or app is to get past that obstacle. It's gonna help you get past that, to be someone. That's our thing. Right? So every time you go to the homepage, that's what you'll see. So you'll go to the top, you tab district. You see district, right? You'll see HISD district right here, right? We don't want this just to be HISD, we want this to be nationwide. So any district, it can be Humble ISD, Spring ISD, Aldine ISD, right? Will be there, based there, not just HISD, right? When you see that, you'll have from there, superintendent, they have a small quote or authorizing it, right? Like, we support this, basically, right? So you'll see that when you go to the district. Also, when you go to district, it'll be different from different schools. This is a made-up school. This is not a real school. King High School. If I go to Summer Creek, it will say Summer Creek when I log into it, right? But this say it's gonna say King High School. This is a made-up school. So when I go to King High School, you're gonna see the principal, and you're gonna see the support of the school. My school, this school support this website, right? So basically, every school like HISD have the hub, HISD hub. When I go to the hub, it's digital resources, it's different things in that. This is an add-on to that. So if I go to it, I go through this small little survey thing, and it makes an account for me. So every student get this, not just one student, not just one different school or whatever. All schools in that district, all schools in that area, right? So it's just a small little report. So you go down, it will have your principal and your APs, also your counselor, your school officer. I want to know, if I'm a student, I want to know who these people are. These are the main people that I need to know. So when you see it, you'll have a quote from each one, right? As you can see, this is me, I'm the principal, right? And I have my quote. So then we have our assistant principal, our counselor, and our campus officer. Each one, you want to know, when you log on, you want to know who's in your school. This changed throughout the school. So if it's a, like I said, YSD, not YSD, but Kingwood High School or something, it have their principal and their counselor, not just, you know what I'm saying? It have it like that. So you know who you get into. Like, I might be a shy student, I might not be talking to you guys, right? I want to talk to my, I might not know who these people are. So if I go on, I'm gonna know who these are without me have to go out there and try to find them and things. I can text through this as well. So this whole thing is running by student ambassadors. You have an ambassador for each school. Each ambassador for different grade levels, right? So trying to become a ambassador, you have to go through a background check, right? Like if I'm a ninth grader, I'm coming from 8th grade, they check your middle school background. So they say your grades like this, your attendance is like this, your different thing like that. It'll show that so you can go to your principal and things, and they check it for you. Make sure you're eligible for it. For each grade level. Then if he in 10th grade, they check his 9th grade, see what he did in 9th grade, make sure he was okay, a good student, so on and so forth, right? For each ambassador. And they have a different statement from each one, and have they email. I can get in touch with them. I can get in touch with them as well. So I'm moving past that. All right. Wait a minute. So you see the ambassadors. Then I go to resources. Resources have it's many different situations, right? We have gun violence, depression, suicide, peer pressure, school safety, and bullying. Well, I don't know what I'm going through. Say if I'm going through bullying, I go to bullying. Initially, when you go to bullying, which I'll go to bullying, it have a picture or something, right? Then it have resource. It will have a resource, different resources, links to different pages. So you'll have get help. This is just the website. On the app, it'll be daily updated and things like that. Right? Skipping past that for each one. So if I want to go to, it'll be the same for depression in each one, right? Then about Save, it's basically an add-on to the hub, like I said, or to the district website, where students would be able to log on to for the help.
Team 8, and we're doing Soul. So I'm Rich Livermore.
And I'm Miles Burns.
And this is our presentation on solving communication to substitutes in schools.
Well, why is this a problem? Substitutes do not have access to communication with teachers, and like regular teachers do. We do not know how to react. Sometimes, let people know what is going on, and that's all we can do. Substitutes also do not have access to mass emails and personal phone calls within the school. So all that is known by the students.
In case of an emergency, yeah. So what can we do about this? First thing we can do is equip all the teachers or substitutes with pagers, but that would be an expensive thing to do. We could announce things over the PA system if there was an emergency, but in certain cases, like worst case scenario, a school shooting, we wouldn't want that attacker to know that they are known that they are there. Confusing sentence. Or we could add the substitutes to a email listing or a mass phone call, but certain areas of certain schools do not have service or Wi-Fi, and emails sometimes just don't go through. As you know, Outlook works. So those are 3 options, or we could just do this one simple thing.
Which is use a mobile platform called OnPage, which is basically a virtual pager. It is available on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. It costs $13 a month. It's kind of costly, not really. It's pretty cheap. So that way, no teachers are left out of the loop. You do not need any cellular data for it, so you just need Wi-Fi, which the school provides, of course.
But yeah, it's more than just a pager. I actually have it on my phone if you want to see it. It's more than just a pager. It actually works very well in a school system. The information gets across very well. When a substitute comes in, they will get a referral code, and they will sign in using that referral code. It'll automatically add them to a group of people, which will, some sort of administrator will run that admin account, and they will send out messages in case of an emergency. So in case of that matter, they will send out a message, and it'll get across to all the substitutes in case anything happens. Otherwise, yeah, that's basically it. OnPage is a very good solution to solving communication in case of an emergency.
It's a cheap price
to pay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mukund.
My name is Vijay.
My name is Ian.
And my name is Alfredo, and we are Life Nuts Bioengineering. Some of the most pressing issues in the modern world today are nutritional diseases and global climate change. In fact, the World Health Organization has identified over 700 million individuals who are malnourished in some way. And furthermore, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has identified an increasing amount of evidence for global climate change. And this is where Life Nuts Bioengineering comes in. We are a group of young, passionate, and driven individuals driven by our social consciousness, trying to target and mitigate the effects of global climate change and malnutrition. Our 3-step model involves the white pine cone. At the center of our 3-step model is the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing tool. And that is what we will be using to edit the genome of the white pine cone in order to biofortify it. In other words, increase the amount of nutrients that it has. And we hope for this to have a global impact in the region that we will be targeting. And we chose the white pine cone because it already has a myriad of essential nutrients such as magnesium and phosphate and potassium. But many of the nutrients that people lack that have malnourishment diseases are vitamin A and iodine.
Now that my partner has explained the background to the project, it is time to delve into the specific science behind our vision here at LifeNotes. Our team of dedicated bioengineers will use the latest cutting-edge genetic editing technologies in order to design a product capable of meeting all of our specific requirements. The technology known as CRISPR-Cas9 allows our engineers to make precision cuts into the genetic code of the white pine tree and insert new material into the existing sequence. We will use this technology to biofortify the white pine tree. Biofortification is the process by which DNA responsible for nutrition is inserted into another organism capable of expressing its DNA so that it's useful to humans. Our team will use CRISPR-Cas9 to biofortify the white pine tree with the genes responsible for the increased expression of vitamin A, iodine, iron, as well as many other vitamins and minerals essential to maintaining a healthy diet.
The next steps in our project is implementation. What we plan to do is take a forest reserve area within our targeted region and protect it and plant our white pine seeds over there so that they can grow without being hindered until their reproductive age. By doing this, we will be able to integrate them into the ecosystem and have our impact come true. Our targeted region is in Africa, in an area known as the Central African Republic, and we are targeting the southwest region because of the heavy deforestation that has taken place in that area. We hope that by restoring the white pine tree in that area, we hope to restore the ecosystem there and make our impact known throughout that area. And so a very key part of our model is the bioaccumulation of nutrients. As you can see here, the producers in this ecosystem are the ones that the primary consumers feed on and the secondary consumers feed on them. And so our idea is that by increasing the nutrients, such as vitamin A and iodine, within the pine cone, primary consumers who eat these and secondary consumers who eat primary consumers that eat the pine nut will be able to have excess nutrients within them, so that hunter and gathering groups in that area will not have to be educated about it. And when they go out to hunt, they already have the animal with the nutrients inside. So we're making an impact without actually contacting these people.
One of the other foundational issues that we here at LifeNotes try to attack is global climate change. With more greenhouse gases in our environment than any other time in human history, and with record-breaking temperature changes, according to NASA and the World Meteorological Association, climate change is a very, very real issue. And at LifeNuts, how we're trying to solve this issue is by planting trees. But not just any tree. We're trying to plant the white pine nut, which is one of the most fastest growing trees. And by decreasing the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere, we're hoping to attack this problem. Now, with any other large-scale program or initiative, we have to have a foundational group. So our educational campaigns have already started by creating a website to reach out on a grassroots level to our foundational group. And we're hoping to use Africa as a model, as a pilot model, and then expand on a larger global scale to other countries that need this malnourishment support, like India, Indonesia, and other regions of the sort. So we've already started our grassroots campaigns there. An effective and candid evaluation of our constraints allows us to pursue our goals much more effectively. The first and foremost is that of introducing an invasive species in Africa. Now, the rocky soil in the southwestern region of the Central African Republic is a check on the growth of the white pine nut, but at the same time is fit for it to grow. The second concern that we have is inputting excess nutrients into the ecosystem that may cause algal blooms. We've introduced water filtration systems in the area in order to take these nutrients that may be released in excess and redirect them into the irrigation for our crops. And then, finally, the military factions and zones are a key issue that we have.
Thank you. We'll now open the floor to any questions.
Hi, I'm Sakaya.
Hi, I'm Jatari Davis.
I'm Ricardo Hammonds.
And I'm Alana Collins.
And we present to you Students Engaged in Communication Cloud Radio. Okay. The team leaders are JD Pacharo and myself. JD couldn't be here because she has some family matters to attend to. But essentially, the team leaders, we come up with ideas and we express it to the rest of our team. And when they finish that, they come back to us and we either approve of it or disapprove of it, or we'll or alter it. The radio leaders are Sakaya Young and Diana Pineda. Sakaya, can you explain what you do?
Well, I make sure that nothing goes wrong with the radio, and I make sure everything's
Can you hear her?
A little bit. Speak up.
Say it louder.
I that no wires are out of place so we won't mess up anything.
Yes, and that's why she's at our school right now working at the hub, because we wanted to make sure that someone is at the computer for our presentation's sake.
Okay. As a village visual leader, I am in charge of making sure everything, runs smoothly, visually and every, like presentations and stuff like that. And I also help with, minor technical glitches and as well as some song selections as well.
I am also a visual leader. I am a part of photography. I created the website, and I was also a part of song selection with the radio. So this is a quick summary of our project. The problem at our school was we had a lack of communication between teachers, administrators, and students. So we thought that as students we could create a radio to where anybody worldwide could access it, and it could help our school just flow easier with the communication. If they want to request anything, songs, news, anything of that sort, they can go onto the radio website or app and request it, and we'll broadcast it live.
Okay, as far as the data, before we start broadcasting, we need to know who our audience is and what they're going to get out of listening to our radio station. So we did a poll on Twitter, and speaking of Twitter, Twitter's going to be how we as a radio station interact with our listeners. So like, for example, if they want to listen to songs, all you have to do is just tweet us, and we'll play it.
Okay, and this is a visual representation of the process that we use in order to broadcast it, worldwide. So we have the hub, which Zakiya is at right now, and so the voice goes to the mixer, and we have all the effects and stuff like that, and then it gets presented and edited through the computer. Then it gets broadcasted to a multitude of platforms that we have available.
Okay, so you have a microphone that connects to the mixer, which you can use in different effects on our voices. And then when we put it in the computer, we put it through our radio and podcast, so we can stream it directly to all devices.
Okay, so these are the softwares that we use. We use Zara Radio to broadcast the radio service. We use Audacity to make our radio clips. We use AppyPie to build our app, and we use YouTube to collect the music. So this is our website. It's www.seccloudradio.com, and this is where you can make requests of songs, announcements, news. You can listen to the radio live on the website. You can get information from there as well, and you can get information on the team who built the radio station and who was behind this project as well.
We have an app, and you can scan the QR code in order to have access to the app, and it provides the same information as the website, push notifications, and allowing you to connect to SEC Cloud Radio as well.
And it's also user-friendly, so our grandmothers can tune in and listen to us on their phones.
Yeah.
Next slide. These are our social medias. SEC Cloud Radio, we're on Twitter and Instagram, and then this is our website. And with that being said, do you guys have any questions?
Go back to.
Good morning, my name is Pascual.
I'm Isabel. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Christian. And we are
The Rising Spirits.
Before we begin our presentation, do you know what is the average age for a human trafficking victim?
Well,
close. The actual average age is 13. While working with Elijah Rising, we found out that the youngest victim they rescued was a 4-year-old. So today we're going to present to you how we use technology to bring awareness about this to our community and our surroundings. We're a group of volunteers partnered with United Against Human Trafficking, where our purpose became to bring awareness to our community and our surroundings.
There's two types of human trafficking, which is sex trafficking and labor trafficking. They're induced by force, fraud, and coercion.
Our project is extremely important because, first of all, not many are well educated, and because of that, they are not aware on what signs to look out for, and they're not as involved as they should be. We are mainly focusing on our community because it is a very prominent crime in our city of Houston. In addition, it is just a very inhumane occurrence because it refrains people from pursuing their dreams and from living their normal lives.
Furthermore, it is the fastest growing crime in the world.
In order to impact our community,
We conducted a survey on our high school seniors, and we found out that, in fact, they are not well aware. And these were some of our results.
In order to impact our community, we decided to educate ourselves in order to educate others, to conduct research, and to have community involvement. We educated ourselves by attending the Elijah Rising Band Tour, which took us around the city. They showed how many normal places such as spas and strip clubs actually hide human trafficking and illegal prostitution behind the scenes. We were also trained by United Against Human Trafficking to speak about the subject. With the knowledge that we gained from our research, our experiences, we were able to educate others. We held a presentation at a community college. We also posted these flyers around our school, and we also created a Twitter account where we tweet daily to update any human trafficking cases. With the social media account, we were able to involve our community more. We updated them on any events that we were hosting, such as the Red Sand Project. We poured red sand in the cracks of our school to show how human trafficking often falls between the cracks and is overlooked. We are also hosting a school supplies and backpack drive that we will donate to children at risk and fill them with pamphlets and information about human trafficking. We also conducted research in which we surveyed our senior class.
So up next, how we use technology. So while we were together, we did research and we came to a documentary called I Am Jane Doe, which is actually on Netflix. Based on that, our partner here, we decided to make a documentary of our own, which we posted on YouTube, and it's regarding awareness of human trafficking.
We created a Twitter account which now has 21 followers, and not only are our peers from school following us, but also other people from other communities. It is our main platform through which we promote our events such as the Red Sand Project and our donation drive.
With this platform, we were contacted by an intern for ABC 13 News who wanted to interview us about what we have done as a group to help human trafficking victims.
So here we can see some of our notifications on our Twitter regarding our daily tweets. Here's also 2 of them that we, like I said, we post daily. And lastly, we conducted a presentation at community college, and where we brought awareness to college students and college professors by using Prezi.
As we thought not many of us know anything about human trafficking, the way we did it was by observations and research. Technology helped us out by helping spread awareness throughout the community.
Thank you, and thank you for your time.
With the emergence of new communication technologies and social media, information privacy threats have significantly increased against both global and local communities, and become an important concern for the average technology user. The majority of everyday internet users have little understanding of the issue and even less knowledge of a technical solution. Thus, the best solution is prevention. Educating our youth and communities early on would allow for ground rules to be laid out and followed. We believe that creating a comprehensive educational online resource that is accessible by everyone through the internet would be one of the possible solutions. We developed a website that would inform and educate our community about internet threats such as online sharing, information privacy, clickbait and phishing, and password security. We also provided research-based evidence, data and statistics to show that these digital threats can seriously harm our community.
In this website, we integrated multimedia elements in the form of video files. This particular video, which will play in the next slide, is educating students on online sharing, information privacy, and GPS tracking. capture the suspect of a high-profile robbery. Investigators pointed out oversharing location information on social media tipped off the robbers to where she was at and what she was carrying.
Sharing can be lots of fun, but you need to know what you're sharing before you post. You might be letting strangers on the internet know about your location. For example, where you go to school, where you like to hang out, or even where you live.
In the United States, 81% of the population has social media. Statistics show that nearly 700,000 people share information online about their holiday plans, with experts warning that tech-savvy burglars are using the information to know what to target.
Check your phone's camera settings to be sure that GPS coordinates, latitude and longitude, are not automatically embedded in your pictures. You can use the privacy settings on your camera and social media websites to help limit the information in the pictures you share in the way you are tagged in other people's online posts. Make sure your pictures don't have school names or any identifying background details.
All characters and objects that we used were drawn by us using the Wacom drawing tablet, Adobe Illustrator, and Adobe Photoshop. We then used Adobe Animate to animate our characters.
During this process, we used several techniques such as frame-by-frame animation, motion and shape tweening, morphing, onion skinning, and the bone tool to incorporate inverse kinematic poses in our characters. We also captured digital photos and digital video footage to create a realistic backdrop for our animated characters. Finally, we used Adobe Premiere to edit our scenes.
We plan on promoting this online resource by sharing a flyer around our school with a QR code on it and also placing it in neighboring elementary schools to educate the youth. We then also plan to incorporate it into our senior capstone projects and also visiting neighborhood civic associations in order to raise awareness about this issue while also sharing this online resource. We also believe that we can further develop this online resource by incorporating an interactive application with games in order for the youth and adults of our community in order to learn about possible digital threats.
We thank you for your time, and we are now open to any questions you may have for us.
I'm Caroline.
I'm Trenton.
And I'm Trey.
We did our project on Nigeria and coastal protection and restoration efforts. We're all interested in pursuing global affairs and earth science, so we were assigned an environmental project in AP Environmental Science, and we decided to use our knowledge of the Nigerian coastline and create a project based off that, and we were also having contact with Nigerian counterparts about this project.
So, we're basically focusing on the Nigerian coastline, the Niger Delta more specifically, and so this is all kind of confusing why we specifically chose this, but basically, due to the relevancy of oil spills in our life, with more recently the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in 2010, we decided that an environmental project based on oil spills would actually be relevant to our experience as people that live and depend on the Gulf of Mexico for a lot of our consumption for food and just other businesses that depend on that. So as a country that is highly needy of oil and crude oil from around the world, we are the highest per capita consumer of oil in the world. And so as consumers, it is our job to actually take responsibility for the amount we use, and especially with the Dutch oil shell, the Royal Dutch oil spill in 2007 in Nigeria, it's our responsibility to actually do some research and try to find a solution for cleaning it up to a better extent than Nigeria's been able to.
Okay, so the issue is that this oil spill severely affected Nigeria, and since they're a third world country, they can't clean it up themselves, so they are relying on Shell to clean it up, but Shell has just now started to clean up. So the Nigerians that are close to the coastline have faced detrimental effects of pollution to their environment because they were farmers, and now because of the oil spill, because it got into the water and contaminated the water, soil, and the whole environment, their crops are dying and they're not as fruitful as they would be. And so, here's where we used our digital voice. We actually got to talk to Nigerian students. We got to talk to some in Brari and some in Aruba, and we just...
Abuja, it's the capital of Nigeria, Abuja, yeah.
Yes.
We had an urban group and a rural group, and basically our discussions with them pertain to the issue itself, along with their projects too, which they're focusing on groundnut oil or peanut oil for energy usage in Nigeria. And so basically we work together to kind of think of ideas and ways that we could work with each other on our issues. So yeah, these are two of the students we worked with, and yeah.
So the two major setbacks are, as I said earlier, were environmental and economic. Environmental because the soil richness, water quality, and the health of the humans. And the economic is because of the farmers, their lands aren't fruitful anymore, so they have to find other ways, but it's not that easy. So the way that we can minimize the setbacks are, the way we minimize the setbacks, we have to talk about them first. The water quality, especially, it's black, and there's oil-like lighting on it. You can see the rainbow. And then the soil richness, the soil is black, and it has a huge loss of fertility. That's why they can't grow crops anymore, and why they're losing money. And the human health is the risk of bioaccumulation. And bioaccumulation is when toxins and such build up from the water, and then they go into the plants, and then they go into animals, and then the humans take those animals and eat them. So it's just traveling up the food chain. And if oil toxins get from the water to the humans, our throat can become irritated, and we can have breathing problems and other things.
And so basically our plan was devised as we use oil mats, or to clean up the oil, we use hair mats, and hair mats is basically just literally a mat of hair, and then use that to soak the oil along with oyster mushrooms, which are like the big white mushrooms, which the mycelium in the mushrooms actually absorbs oil, and so when combined with the hair mats on the water and in the soil, that actually will absorb and decompose over time into a compost, and then you layer it with straw, and you can actually, within 6 to 12 months, you can actually have quality compost to use for crops. So basically, through the use of hair mats and oyster mushrooms, we're able to create strong amounts of compost, which can then be used to grow crops and effectively help renew the farming industry along the coastline and right the wrongs of road that shell.
So our plan for implementing includes crowdsource funding websites like GoFundMe to help make money, because we need to buy the supplies like the human hair mats and the mushrooms to help send them over to Nigeria. So that's like our phase 1 of the project, is to fundraise and promote general awareness of the problems in Nigeria, because not many people are aware of the struggles that they are having through restoration efforts that they are trying to restore their coastline. So again, like I was saying, we need to send our supplies and tools there to our Nigerian counterparts so they can help implement the plan, because we can't just fly out there. And then we'll continue to monitor it through technology and communicating with the Nigerians. Thank you. And today we're going to be showing you our project.
And we're really happy to be here because we're representing our school. And Daniela will be talking about
how we thought about this. So when we were first thinking about what to do, I remember back to when I went to the grocery store once, and there was a poster board that had posters of missing children, and some of these children can either be missing or kidnapped. And today we're going to be focused on preventing kidnappings.
And I've also seen in the newspaper the pictures of missing kids, and I thought it was a major issue in our society. And why kidnappings happen? Some of the kidnappings happen because of revenge and just ransom money. And where they happen? Mostly on the street, or when a kid is like a quarter mile away from home. And when a kid is walking home to a store or school.
Okay. Most abductors are either a family member, females, or just strangers in general. And some strangers have a history with just crimes in general, as being either sex offenders or just being in sex crime in general. And most of the kidnappers about 75% kidnappers use vehicles to lure children with candy, electronics, or just riding, etc.
And we chose Powtoon because it was more engaging than the other website, Animaker. And in the video, you will see that how our product works. It uses Bluetooth, GPS, and it's a bracelet. It has a mini touchscreen device on top of it. Parents can connect their phones by using Bluetooth, so they can track kids using GPS. That's in the bracelet.
And this would also give a little bit more freedom to children, so they don't need to be watched by their parents every day, wherever they go.
And
now we're showing you. That was our video. And okay, so to begin with, we're gonna present you guys our video.
Oh my god, this pink carrot. Oh, she's so gross. Like, what is that smell? Like, or better, her at the trash can. Because I think the trash can won. I think so too.
Okay. So this was our video, and we do have visual demonstrations. We have a poster, and we also have these water bottles with the phone numbers of hotlines, as well as brochures and a survey that are inside your folders. So inside the folders, you have a brochure that can talk about it talks about bullying, how bullying works, and it also shows different tips you could be as a friend to help someone who goes through a rough time, or as a parent, because at the end of the day, it can be anybody. You can't put all your trust into someone because it turns out to be, you have to expect the unexpected from someone. Life isn't perfect, and you always have to expect the unexpected, so it's always good to share awareness to those who don't know, because yeah, they talk about it a lot in school, but some people are so unaware that they have no idea what is going on.
Any questions? Hi everyone, my name is Sarika Kotha, this is Christina, Connie, and Anthony. Our topic is community safety. Now, we can't control Mother Nature, but we can control what we do following a natural disaster. Now, the reason why we chose this topic is because my family has been affected by 3 different floods and devastatingly bad after Hurricane Harvey. Now, we'd like to propose our solutions in a lighthearted way in order to entertain our viewers, because this is a very serious solution, but it has many solutions that we can address. And we hope that you are engaged by this and enjoy it.
Wow, this looks like an abandoned home after Harvey. Let me see what I can steal from here. It looks very rich, so I bet I can find plenty of stuff. Whoa, no way. A Canon camera and a MacBook? What a find. This is awesome. A treasure chest filled with phones and a laptop? No way. What does that say? When you find somebody good in your life, keep them. I wonder what that could mean. Hey kids, you look like you could be good in my life. Come on, wake up, this is a kidnap. We're going, I'm stealing you. Grab my hand, we shall go.
Today in Houston, we have reports of burglaries and crimes as the vacant Harvey-affected areas are taken advantage of. Take a look.
When Hurricane Harvey hit, the HDF warned Houston gun store owners of the risk of robberies and advised them to secure their gun inventories. However, this was not enough, as around 6 gun stores in Houston were burglarized and 109 guns were stolen.
Now we have an interview with a witness who had a similarly and horrifying experience.
When Harvey hit, there was 3 feet of water in my home, so it had to be evacuated. But when I came back from the shelter for Harvey victims, I found out the door to my house was caved in. But when I finally got my door fixed, I found out there was still 6 inches of water in my house. And now there's litter all over my house. The chairs are overturned, the tables are floating around, and I've lost all of my valuables, including my MacBook, my flat-screen TV, and all of my jewelry. I have no money now. I have no idea how to fix all of this. My life is a complete mess. It is out of control out here. There's only a solution to this problem.
320 face charges for Harvey-related crimes, but the criminal justice system faces several challenges.
500 police cars have been flooded and 300 policemen and policewomen have been affected by the flood. Additionally, the flooded courthouses are closed.
Will the preventive measures be enough?
We'll be right back. Mayor Sylvester Turner instituted a curfew from midnight to 5 a.m. to prevent crime in Harvey-affected regions, which will last until September 5th. However, there have been 157 violations to this in the weekend of September 2nd to September 4th.
Our Harris County Sheriff, Ed Gonzalez, has tweeted, "To crooks out there, be warned, no looting and burglaries. We will not have it. My jail is open and you will be arrested and charged. We hope that these measures will be enough to prevent any more harmful incidences. But will it be enough? What more can be done?" So, Ms. Kotha, how do you propose to calm citizens to get involved?
That's a great question. There are 2 really viable options on getting involved. The first solution, or way that a citizen can get involved, is for the government to install street cameras, similar to traffic cameras installed at red lights. Having Houstonians unite together and advocate for common interests can push the government to pass certain legislation. The Texas Tribune reports that the cities with red light cameras generated $62 million per year. This money could be really well spent on creating street cameras or getting cameras for houses in Harvey-affected neighborhoods. These cameras roughly cost only $1,000, which is a drop in the bucket compared to how much money that we get from these street cameras. This would be a strong deterrent of crime. The second option is talking to your local lawmakers, writing letters to your congressman, holding a town meeting or forum to shed light, pun intended, on the fact that many of the streets post-Harvey are dark and desolate and need better lighting. This is critical in reducing the number of break-ins and it allows for house cameras to catch more criminals.
Thank you, Ms. Coca, for your time. Truly insightful ideas that will hopefully be enforced.
And to you viewers, thank you for watching tonight's broadcast and have a good night.
Those were our sources.
Hello, my name is Brenda, Samantha,
Fanny,
Wendy,
and Giselle.
and
we are Community Heroes.
We are a group of seniors that have been volunteering throughout the school year at a Catholic church San Carlos Borromeo. Our main focus for this project is on food insecurity, since some of my group members have been impacted personally. The following slide shows a short video of what we have done so far. Before we move on to presentation, I would like to see a show of hands who knows what food insecurity is.
What security?
Food insecurity is. Okay, so in this slide, it shows a dictionary definition of food insecurity. Food insecurity is not having access to a sufficient quantity of affordable food.
So why is this a problem? This is a problem because not many people are aware of it because it's hidden in plain sight. As well that not many people know there are local facilities near their community that are willing to help with their situation. And food insecurity plays a major role in the lack of nutrition in someone's health. On this slide you can see a map. This map shows a percentage of food insecurity and poverty around our local area. The highlighted area is San Carlos Borromeo district, which has an approximate percentage of 14.2 of food insecurity and approximately 30% of poverty.
We have developed a solution known as the 3 A's, which are awareness, accessibility, and action. Our first one, which is awareness, wants to inform the community about the food pantry services that the church provides where it distributes food every second and fourth Saturday of each month. Also, I want to let donors and volunteers know how they can assist and help us reduce hunger in our local communities. Lastly, I want to let them know about the church's organizations and events, since not a lot of people are aware of what's going on.
Moving on to accessibility, we decided to create 2 major platforms in order to inform the people. The first one will be a website and the following will be an Instagram account. The website was created to make it easy and accessible for people to navigate through it and be informed. The following one will be an Instagram account where we decided to go ahead and share our experiences and tell them for people about the information that we have to distribute. In here, you can see the website, and also the Instagram of a small representation of how the website and the Instagram. If you click on there, the link, it will take you over there, which is our webpage. We decided to make it easy and accessible. This is why we created a home button, a volunteer option, Bazaar Festival and Food Pantry. In here, you can see what our purpose of our project is. Lower down, we talk about our services. Going down there, we also tell you about what our main focuses have been, which has been the Food Pantry and the Bazaar Festival, along with other volunteer opportunities, and this is a way you can contact us. For example, the Food Pantry. In the Food Pantry, we provided you information of when we host the Food Pantry, which is every second and fourth Saturday of the month. We also provided timing, location, and contact number. If you click down here in this link, it will take you to this Google Docs. This Google Docs will tell you when and how you can donate food and what are the conditions they should be.
At last, we have action. Through action, we will be able to recruit volunteers in a to carry out the church events and assist. In addition, we will also be able to increase the food pantry services to accommodate to people's schedules and needs. We will also receive good food condition from people who want to help out after establishing the donation requirements. This is our Instagram account where you can go follow us, and we will share our experiences and our contact information if you have any questions regarding our group. And we're excited. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Jason Cortez.
My name is Saul Viviano.
And my name is Stephanie Molina, and today we're going to present our website, The Butterfly Project. We created this website to help our community. Our school's demographic is made up of 82% Hispanic. We are a community made up mostly of immigrants and descendants of immigrants. When Trump rescinded DACA, many people of our school were affected by it. The purpose of our website is to teach students their rights, encourage them to take action, and to motivate them to go to college. We also want to share their personal stories so they know that they're not alone. We want to educate immigrants and allies on the correct terminology, such as what is DACA, what is Canadian Dream Act, what is SB4, and what is TPS. We want to keep updating our community with breaking news that affects them, so we want to keep them posted so if they ever know something's going on.
We provided a few resources for undocumented immigrants. One of them is TAFSA, which we provided it because it's a different process from FAFSA, which is for U.S. citizens.
TAFSA is Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another resource is we link undocumented detained immigrants with credible lawyers so they don't take advantage of them. One thing we did was we gathered audio stories from students and teachers around our school. We did this to make them humanize in the experience of an immigrant. We uploaded the audio files to SoundCloud, and we provided them on the website so you can just listen to them. We plan on having our engineering department 3D print our logo, and on each fragment is going to contain a QR code that links back to the SoundCloud link. So students can walk by it and just scan it and listen to it. And we hope that it makes them feel not so isolated, it makes them feel a connection. And here's one of those audio clips.
The most vivid memories I have is from middle school. I think it was the first day of school because we were filling out color-coded cards. There were 2 boxes that we were supposed to check off. One asked if you were a citizen, the other one asked if you were not. I would mark off the citizen. I lied on this important school form. I wasn't a citizen. I was actually undocumented.
So we also have a page on our website called Take Action, where we show students how they can influence lawmakers into supporting this bill. We wrote 150 letters and sent them to Congress just in our school. We did Twitter campaigns, which we showed students how they can tweet the senators so we can influence them in a way. Then we went to Washington, D.C. We traveled over 28 hours on a bus from Houston to Washington, D.C., where we protested, sat in offices, and took over tunnels to express our opinions. So this is a video of how
I'm here today to announce that the program known as DACA that was effectuated under the Obama administration is being rescinded.
It is so important that everyone in this place sees you and hears you and knows that you are here. It's so important, and you've shown so much courage, all of you. And in that way, your fight is about love of this country. But we're going to fight, right? We're going to fight for the best of who we are. This is a civil rights movement. This is a human rights movement. As you walk in this fight, you walk with your chins up. You walk with your shoulders back. You walk proud. You stand tall.
So what's next? Our next move is to keep developing our website, add more information, add more stories to our website. And we want our community to know that they are safe and that they're not alone.
Okay, good morning. Okay, my name is Marquisha Richardson. My name is Brittany Perriman, and today we will be presenting sound. So an issue we noticed is that students were having a hard time focusing in class because so many distractions around them, such as the hot gossip, social media, being drowsy all the time. And we also noticed that teachers, weren't sure how to get students more involved, as you can see here. So, the first question that we had was, okay, well, how do we get students more involved? And that's when we realized that certain sounds got students more involved. A student hears a notification sound, they automatically pull out their phone and things like that. And that's when we made the decision to just, okay, let's base this around sound. So we created a website where we have a playlist of music where you can go to the music for different occasions, whether it's testing, do a regular word, or, because some students, they don't feel like doing their work, they're sitting there bored. So if you play some music, it'll get them kind of joined up to do their work. Here is, this is the survey that we have. The site has a list of songs for each, well, it ranges from hard to soft, These songs are, if they want to play it during a test, before a test, after a test, or, play it when the class is ending for whatever reason. And we also included a survey. And the survey allows them to give their, input. Does the site actually help improve? Did they notice a change in the atmosphere in the classroom? Were the students more engaged? Were the students less engaged? And we also have a section where they give their critiques of how we can improve the website or what we need to change. Here is the students after listening to a few songs. They became more engaged. They were, more active. But yeah. It's Ashley Acosta, and this is.
My name is Janet Lopez, and this is.
My name is Caitlin Conley, and this is.
My name is Lisa Gaetan. And we are from Kashmir High School, and we are all freshmen. Here we have a video on homelessness in our community. What made us come up with this idea was pretty much because the homeless are part of our community, and we feel like people don't notice them as much as well, if I see her in the street and I know her, I'm going to say hey or something or whatever. But if we see a homeless person, we're just going to pass them right by. We won't really stop and notice them. And we're just trying to create a voice for the homeless. And yes.
Start the video.
Our community is so negligent, and they don't really care what happens to them because they figure that they're gonna leave. But my community, I feel that it is kind of like a tight-knit community where everyone knows each other, you know this person, but it's really dirty and disorganized. There's a ditch full of trash, the roads are messed up, there's potholes everywhere,
And the people in this community are not the best. They're nice people. The community is more of a unique one, not so much as a good one, but we got our times. People need to like include the kids more because the kids are like, oh, this place is never gonna make it. When it's ugly, it's gross, I'm gonna leave anyway. When they're not just gonna stay here anymore, right? But this is where they're include the kids like I don't want program, you know, after my mom like the joint programs, like, you know, clean up the streets or something. And it needs to be cleaned up and fixed, straightened out because the roads and sidewalks are broken. There are barely any sidewalks, and teachers are full of trash, we should clean those out. And there should be more programs for the kids to participate in, not just like for prizes and stuff, but to better the kids themselves. Not just me, just for all of us to work together to in order to do something. Because one person with one voice, it won't spread as much as people with like a lot of people with one voice. Like everyone with one voice gets spread. Just one person, it won't.
So that's our video.
Hi, I'm Calvin Irving.
My name is Michael May.
My name is Christopher Bozier, and we're all Future Academy seniors. Before we begin, we'd like to show you a video.
We are just getting new video from inside the school as that deadly shooting was underway. It was reported by a student. Oh my God! That scene there played out in an American high school classroom today. Those are teenagers on the floor under their chairs and desks, screaming as gunshots were fired.
Since the 18th century, over 180 schools have had school shootings. Most of these school shootings have had one death, but even though one death may seem small, what if that one death was one of your family or friend? We are here to talk about safety in campuses. Firearms have become an increasing problem throughout the years. According to CNN, one school shooting has occurred each week this year long. To protect the community against these types of events, schools have put in guidelines of technology and security measures, but these measures alone aren't enough to protect our students. To protect personal homes, for example, you all have a security system. Our campuses also should have this set in place. Most campuses these days have one, but not one large enough to protect from school shootings. On average, there's a 3 to 5 minute call wait for responders to answer when there is a school shooting, according to the Atlantic. In addition, dangerous events, communication can often be lost when school shootings happen. Technology at this school has kept students safe, and certain pieces that we have in the school are cameras. We also have a new building, so we have new cameras there to ensure the student safety. These cameras at the top have been at the top two right here have been at our school for as long as I've been going there. We have got new dome cameras, and also we have day and night cameras too. The next thing we have is in the front office. This is a AI phone.
And this is used to page the front office in case someone needs to come through the front. You press the little silver button right there, and there's also a microphone where you can speak into it so they can, and there's a camera at the top where whoever's in the front can see whoever coming in and allow access. So if it's someone that's unfamiliar, they will either let them in or they won't. Technology at the school, we're also trying to implement a system that whenever there may be a threat on campus and a gun is fired off, this system will lock all doors from the inside and out so no one can get in. So, I mean, it won't be able to, it won't just go off if you make some kind of loud noise because it works off frequencies. So if it hears the frequency of the gun, the doors will be locked in the classrooms and they'll keep the students in.
So in addition to the device that would listen to the gunshot noises, we could implement bulletproof glass for the classrooms, such as at our school we have the door, the glass in the door, and then a side window to see who it is. For the side window, it does have metal in it, but that would not be enough to deter a bullet. So proposing bulletproof glass would help keep the students increased safe. Another option would be a bulletproof desk, rated for the more common rounds, not something such as a .50 caliber bullet. But we could use that to barricade the door or use it to put up against the window. That way when a gun is shot through the window, it would then deflect the bullet. That way no students would come into harm's way.
Thank you for
Good morning. My name is Jason Cortez.
My name is Saul Lubiano.
And my name is Stephanie Molina, and today we're going to present the Butterfly Project. The Butterfly Project is a website that we created to help our community. So our demographics for our school is 83% Hispanic. So our community is made up of immigrants and immigrants' descendants. And the purpose of our website is to teach the students their rights and motivate them to go to college and motivate them to take action. We want immigrants to know their correct terminologies, such as what is DACA, what is the DREAM Act, what is SB4, and what is TPS. We are going to keep updating the website with breaking news that affects the immigrants.
On our website, we have a few resources that help undocumented immigrants specifically. One of them is FAFSA, because with FAFSA, you have to be a U.S. citizen. So one of the links is FAFSA. It helps you apply for financial aid. Another link is the ACLU. It gives you a lawyer, a certified lawyer, and we want to provide that to detained immigrants that need help getting a credible lawyer that won't just take their money and run. And we gathered audio stories from students and teachers around the school, and we put those audio stories on SoundCloud, and we provided links on the website. But we're also going to make them into QR codes, and we're going to have our engineering department 3D print our butterfly logo, and we're going to put QR codes on each fragment, and then we're going to display it on a wall, and then we're going to have the students just walk by and scan it, and if they want to listen to it, they can listen to it. And hopefully they'll feel connection, not feel alone. And here's one of those stories.
The most vivid memories I have is from middle school. I think it was the first day of school because we were filling out color-coded cards. There were 2 boxes that we were supposed to check off. One asked if you were a citizen, the other one asked if you were not. I would mark off the citizen. I lied on this important school form. I wasn't a citizen. I was actually undocumented.
Okay, so another one of our actions was we have a page on the website called Taking Action, and we wrote 150 letters to Congress, all alone in our school. We did Twitter campaigns, which we wrote like a script so students and undocumented students could tweet to senators and express and try to influence these lawmakers into supporting the Dream Act so it could get passed. And then we went to Washington, D.C. We took a bus from Houston to Washington for over 28 hours. And when we got there, we took offices, sat in senators' offices, protested, told our stories, and to try to get these lawmakers to pass this bill. And then we created a video showing how we ended up in Washington.
I'm here today to announce that the program known as DACA that was effectuated under the Obama administration is being rescinded.
It is so important that everyone in this place sees you and hears you and knows that you are here. It's so important, and you've shown so much courage, all of you. And in that way, your fight is about the love of this country. But we're going to fight, right? We're going to fight for the best of who we are. This is a civil rights movement. This is a human rights movement. As you walk in this fight, you walk with your chins up. You walk with your shoulders back. You walk proud. You stand tall.
So what's next? We're going to keep developing our website. We're going to keep adding information, new stories. When Trump rescinded DACA, a lot of our students in our school were affected by it. So this affects our parents, our peers, anyone. So we want this to go bigger. So we want to also include other schools who want to be involved in stuff like this. So we want to make it bigger and make our community safer.
Hello, my name is Brenda,
Samantha,
Fanny,
Wendy,
and Giselle.
And we are Community Heroes!
We are a group of seniors that have been volunteering throughout the school year at the Catholic Church San Carlos Borromeo. Our main focus for this project is on food insecurity, since some of my group members have been impacted personally. On the following slide, it shows a short video of what we have done so far. Before we move on to our presentation, I would like to see a show of hands who knows what food insecurity is. In here, you can see a dictionary definition. In other words, food insecurity is not having sufficient quantity of affordable food.
So why is this a problem? This is a problem because not many people are aware of it because it's hidden in plain sight. As well, not many people know that there's local facilities that are willing to help with your situation, and food insecurity plays a major role in the lack of nutrition in someone's health. In this slide, you can see a map. This map represents food insecurity and poverty percentage around our local area. The highlighted area is San Carlos Borromeo Church District, which has approximately 14.2% of food insecurity and 30% of poverty.
We have developed a solution known as the 3 A's, which are awareness, accessibility, and action. Our first one, which is awareness, we want to inform the community about the food pantry services that the church provides. We distribute food every second and fourth Saturday of each month. Also, to let donors and volunteers know how they can assist and help us reduce hunger in the local communities. And lastly, we want to let them know about the events and organizations that the church has, since not a lot of people are aware of what's going on.
Moving on to accessibility, we decided to create two major platforms, the website and the Instagram account. The website was intended to make it easy and accessible for our local community to be informed and know what services we provide. Adding on to the Instagram account, we decided to share our experiences and inform the people how they can help out and how they can receive help. As you can see, this is a small demonstration of how the website and the Instagram will be looking like. If you click on the link down there, you will see our homepage. As you can see, we try to make it easy and accessible for people. This is why we decided to create 4 tabs: the home, the volunteer opportunities, and the bazaar festival, as well as the food pantry. In here, we talked about our purpose for a project. Down there, we will be talking about our services, what services we provide. Lower down, we are stating the 2 main topics which we have been focusing on, which is the food pantry and the bazaar festival, along with the other volunteer opportunities that we have. Lower down, you can be informed of how you can contact us through social media, the church street, the church address, the church phone number, as well as you can contact us to our local email. If you go up, we have an example, such as the food pantry. In the food pantry, we stated when we host this service, which is every second and fourth Saturday of the month. We stated where we are located, the timing, and how you can contact us and their phone number. We also created right here in this link how you can see the conditions of the food you can donate. We have a standard of what you have to donate. Thank you.
At last, we have action. Through action, we will be able to recruit volunteers to assist and carry out the church events. We will also be able to increase the food pantry services to accommodate to people's schedules and needs. In addition, we will receive good condition donations from people who want to help after establishing donation requirements. In this slide, you can see our Instagram account where you can go follow us and we will share our experiences and our contact information if you have any questions regarding the group. And our works cited page.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Pascual.
I'm Isabel. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Christian, and we are
The Rising Spirits.
Before we begin our presentation, do you know what is the average age of a human trafficking victim? No?
I'm afraid to hear the answer.
Well, you're close. The average age is 13. While working with Elijah Rising, we found out that the youngest and aged victim they rescued was a 4-year-old.
Wow.
Today, we will show you how we use technology to bring awareness to our community and our surroundings. We are a group of volunteers working together with United Against Human Trafficking. Our purpose became to bring awareness to our community and our surroundings about this issue.
So, there's 2 types of human trafficking. One is sex and labor. The other one. They're infused by force, fraud, and coercion.
Our project is extremely important because, first of all, not many people are well educated, and because of that, they don't know what signs to look out for, and also they're not involved in as much as they should be. We are mainly focusing on our community because this crime is very prominent in our city of Houston. In addition, it is just an inhumane occurrence because it refrains these victims from pursuing their dreams and living their normal lives. And furthermore, it is the fastest growing crime in the world. So we conducted a survey on our high school seniors, and we found out that in fact, they are not too aware of the issue. And these were our results.
So we decided to impact our community by educating ourselves and educating others. We also wanted to have community involvement. We educated ourselves by attending the Elijah Rising events where they took us around the city of Houston and showed us how business places like strip clubs and spas are covers for illegal prostitution and many cases of human trafficking. We were also trained by United Against Human Trafficking. With the training, we were allowed to speak on the subject. With the knowledge that we gained from this experience, we were able to educate others. So we started putting flyers around the school. We gave a presentation at a community college, and we also started a Twitter account where we retweet and tweet facts and any updates on any events that we're having. With Twitter, we were able to update our classmates on any events that we had, such as the Red Sand Project. The Red Sand Project, we poured red sand in the cracks of the sidewalk to show how human trafficking often falls between the cracks and is overlooked. We got a lot of participation from our classmates, and we're right now hosting a school supply and backpack drive. We will be accepting school supplies and backpacks that we will be donating to at-risk youth that are going to be filled with facts and information about the human trafficking issue. We also conducted research by surveying how many of our seniors were aware of the issue.
So how did we use technology? We were conducting research, and we came together and we found a documentary on Netflix. It is called I Am Jane Doe. Well, that documentary shows 3 different cases of human trafficking online, And then from there, we were inspired to make our own documentary, which we publish in YouTube, and it can be found now.
We created a Twitter account which now has 21 followers. Not only do our peers from high school follow us, but also other members around the community. It is our main platform through which we promote our events such as the Red Sand Project and our donation drive.
With having the Twitter account, we were contacted by an intern for ABC News who chose to interview us about our project.
So here, here's some of the notifications of our tweets, daily tweets. Here's 2 examples of our tweets. These were published yesterday. And we also went to a community college and where we did a presentation regarding human trafficking, and we showed it to community college students and college professors, bringing them awareness and taking flyers for them.
As we thought, not many people know about human trafficking, so the way we did it was by research and observations. The way technology helped us prove our purpose was to spread it around our community.
So lastly, now that we are a group of seniors soon to graduate, we're hoping to expand this into a group of juniors that show interest in our project. We will be mentoring them. We will be mentoring them to expand this information next year into other schools. Thank you, and thank you for your time.